Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to revise a poem, What a Bird Thought. Okay. First of all, I, I'll recite the poem, then I'll tell you the summary of the poem. Okay. So we have done this poem, What a Bird Thought. I lived first in a little house and lived there very well. The world to me was small and round and made of pale blue shell. I lived next in a little nest, nor needed any other. I thought the world was made up of straw and covered by my mother. One day I fluttered from the nest to see what I could find. I said the world is made up of leaves. I have been very blind. At least, at last, I flew beyond the tree and saw the sky so blue. Now, how the world is really made, I cannot tell, can you? In the last stanza, he's saying, at last I flew beyond the tree. Last time, I flew beyond the tree and saw the sky so blue. Now, how the world is really made? So I don't know now. First he is saying the world is very small and round. Secondly, he is saying the world was made up of straw. Thirdly, in third sentence, the bird is saying the world is made up of leaves. And now he is saying how the world is really made. I cannot tell. Can you? Okay, this is the poem. Now, summary of this poem. The poem, What a Bird Thought, tells us how a bird pursues its world. How a bird pursues its world. When it is in its shell, when the bird is in its shell, it pursues, understand, becomes aware. The world to be small and round. Yes, the world to be small and round. And made up of pale blue shell. And it is made up of pale blue shell. When it comes out of shell, into its nets, it pursues the world to be made up of straw. It pursues the world to be made up of straw. When it grows a little and learns to fly. When it grows little and learns to fly. It pursues the world to be made up of leaves. It pursues the world to be made up of leaves. Now that it has grown up and can fly extremely well. It has left its little home. It has left its little home. The nest and the tree and flies wherever it wants to. And when it sees the vast blue sky, when it sees the vast blue sky, the bird is unsure what the world is made up of. He is not sure what the world is made up of. Hence the bird wants to find out from us. वो हमसे पूछ रहा है. Hence the bird wants to find out from us what the world is really like. What the world is really like. Okay. So here he is asking what the world is really like. Okay. So this is about the what a bird thought. What a bird thought. Okay. Now, the meaning of the words What is meant by flutter? Flutter means to fly unsteadily. To fly but unsteadily. Okay, that is flutter. Straw, dried thin stalks of fetched grain. That is the straw. You know. Beyond. Beyond means far from. Beyond means far from. Now, what are the rhyming words of the poem? What are the rhyming words of the poem? So, we will write the rhyming words. Well, shell. W-E-L-L, well. S-H-E-L-L, shell. Well, shell. Other, mother. O-T-H-E-R, other. M-O-T-H-E-R, mother. Find, blind. Find, blind. Blue, you. B-L-U, blue. Y-O-U. So these are the rhyming words of the poem. Now, describe the following in 1 or 2 lines. Okay, some statements are given. You have to describe it. It is in 1 or 2 lines. So it is given in the poem also. Okay, the first little house of the bird. See, first little house of the bird. The first little house of the bird was small and round. Given in first stanza. First little house of the bird was small and round, and it is made up of pale blue shell. Okay. Now the nest. Nest. We have to write 1 or 2 lines about nest. The nest was a little one made up of straw. The nest was little one, chota sa, made up of straw. The bird thought the nest was covered by its mother. The bird thought, what he thought? The bird thought the nest was covered by its mother. Okay. The bird thought the nest was covered by its mother. Now the third statement, the world around the bird's nest. You have to write down about the world around a bird's nest. The world around the bird's nest were the trees filled with leaves and vast blue sky. The world around the bird's nest were the trees filled with leaves. Trees filled with leaves and a vast blue sky. And the vast blue sky. Okay. Now, imagine the following and write about each in your own words. The world, what the world looks like to a baby. See, everything in the world is new and strange for a newborn baby. What the world looks like to a baby means everything in the world is new and strange for a newborn baby. For newborn baby, everything is changed. They have puzzled look at everything and anything and everything. They have a puzzled look, confused look at anything and everything. They are curious about everything. They are curious about everything. They see and hear around them. What they see, what they hear. So they are curious about that thing. The world of the baby revolves around its mother. The world of the baby revolves around its mother. The world of the baby revolves around its mother. What the world looks like to a fish. What the world looks like to a fish. For a fish, its world is the blue water around it. For a fish, its world is the blue water around it. Jaha waha blue water. So this is the world of a fish. Its world also revolves around the aquatic flora and fauna. Whatever the aquatic flora and fauna, its world, fish world revolve around it. Okay. So your answer is what the world looks like to a fish. Okay, answer is for a fish, its world is the blue water around it. Its world also revolves around the aquatic flora and fauna. Aquatic flora and fauna. Okay, now see. So here, now we are doing question answer C. What was the bird's first house? The bird's first house was a small round and pale blue shell. The bird's first house was a small, round and pale blue shell. What according to the bird was its nest made up of? According to the bird, its nest was made up of straw and covered by its mother. Straw and covered by its mother. When did the bird feel that the world was made up of leaves? When did the bird feel that the world was made up of leaves? The bird felt that the world was made up of leaves when it fluttered out of its nest. The bird felt that the world was made up of leaves when it fluttered out of its nest. What did the bird see when it flew beyond the tree? What did the bird see when it flew beyond the tree? The bird saw the vast blue sky when it flew beyond the tree. The bird saw the vast blue sky when it flew beyond the tree. See. So this is the name the bird's second house. What is the name of the bird's second house? The bird's second house is a little nest. Second house, what is the bird's second house? Little nest. At first, where did the bird find itself? At first, the bird find itself in a small round pale blue shell. in a small round pale blue shell. Small round straw pale blue. So what is the odd word? Small round straw pale blue. Straw. Now, which is your favorite bird and why? This is the personal response question you have to write down. Which is your favorite bird? You can write anything. My favorite bird is peacock. My favorite bird is parrot, and why? And answer because. Okay, so you have to write down the answer. Which is your favorite bird and why? So, for example, my favorite bird is peacock. So it is very beautiful bird because it is very beautiful bird and has multicolored feathers. It dances very gracefully and spread its attractive feathers. Okay, that's why peacock is my favorite bird. So you have to write down which is your favorite bird. Okay. So here we have finished the revision of the poem What a Bird Thought. Okay. Now your homework is revised all the question answers of this poem. Recite the poem. Revised all question answers of this poem. All question answers. Okay.